My friends.
Now, let's analyze what's been working for us.
What are you saying?
Not a goddamn thing's been working for us.
You're amazing. You figured this all out already.
I'm a little better than everyone else here.
You know how to play winning hard-nosed football?
You lack of discipline.
Nuh-uh, don't rack a discipline.
It doesn't work for me.
You stay focused.
And that's the way you're gonna do it. You go out there, you tear their fucking heads off, and you shit down their necks. Let us pray.
Hello and welcome to Unfocused Fantasy Football. I have David Korab, John Markman, and Trent Ging here with me tonight, and we're gonna share our starts and sits of the week. We're gonna go through another rapid fire round. Which, by the way, if you followed what we gave you for advice last week, we hit at 64% on those over-unders as a group. Some of us did better than others. Greg Holt, who unfortunately is sick, he's not here tonight, but not only is he still undefeated in the league, he also went 8-2 on those over-unders. But as we go through them, Greg has made some picks, so we'll share those with him. And John will be asking the questions because he sure didn't do good on the picks. What's up, fellas? How are we doing today?
Good.
Hello.
Living the dream, Bob. Living the dream.
All right, so let's look back at last week for the league. Let me share my screen here. We'll take a look at the scoreboard. It's also scrolling on the bottom there. So Clash of the Titans up top. I was undefeated. David took me down. High scoring game. Went right down to it. We thought Amon-Ra St. Brown might actually pull it out for me, but it didn't happen. So how nervous were you when they got the ball back?
When he scored that touchdown and then it put you 10 points away from me with a whole another half to go, I was like, shit, he's probably going to win this. And I thought it was going to be like when I faced Trent, like I score all these points and it doesn't matter. I still lose.
Yeah,
but, exactly. I got lucky. So what really hurt you is not having Daniels. You not having Daniels hurt.
Yeah, I think I might have pulled it out, and hopefully he's back this week.
Yeah, when it's that close. Yeah.
And then Jeff ran it up on Dave. Dave hates ESPN. He hates fantasy football. He's not doing so well, but hey, it's still early in the season. Jeff also will be back next week. Couldn't be here tonight. He's also 2-1. Playing Saquon, nice little battle there with Relic. He kind of pulled away on it. And John put up a ton of points, but Blitzburg, man, I think that's the highest points that we've had all year scored against them.
I got blitzed by Blitzburg.
Yeah.
I think that's Colin.
Ask Corb, that's just how it goes. That's how it goes.
Like
a little bit.
Blitzburg or one of those other guys. Or Relic, who beat me week 1 with my 77.
Absolutely.
77.
That's what I got the first week.
Did you sit half your team or something? What happened?
No, that was the week that my bench outscored my starters by like 30.
That's a bad day right there. Fuck.
Terrible coach.
And then, of course, we've got Greg, who is our only undefeated player left. He managed to pull it out over to Big Bird. Most points he scored all year, by the way, at 121. So at this point, hashtag Dave hates my team, 3-0. Greg, congratulations. Hashtag Dave hates ESPN. Dave, not so good. So everybody else 2-1, 1-2. Anything can still happen in the league. Any thoughts from around the league? They're looking at the high scores. David's leading the league in points.
Well. The standard is the standard, boys. As you can see, I'm living by that standard.
Absolutely. John, what do you think? Are you making a monster comeback here?
Well, I'm not. I like my team. I just think that, I had.
They don't like you.
First week it was just a tragedy. So I'm not throwing the towel in yet.
He said tragedy.
Hunter Henry goes crazy against me. My own team going against me. He has the Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown double down. that came through for him. So things worked well for him. I still threw up 136 2 weeks in a row, good points. So
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
let me just get one of these Dave hates ESPN guys to play, and I'll be back in the OW column.
Yeah,
it's all about just making the playoffs. That's all.
Dude,
don't need to go undefeated. Just get in.
I'm facing Dave this week. He's like, yeah, you're going down. I'm like, bro, I'm projected to beat you by like 40 points. I'd shut the fuck up.
Actually, speaking of that, I forgot I had made a slide up for this with the. Let me share my screen again here.
Can we just point out that ESPN had Dave dead last, and so far he's following suit?
Spot on, spot on.
We look at. I'm going up against the undefeated monster, Greg. But I am favored to in the game. Playing Saquon. This is an interesting one here because he can climb right back in it. Could be the game of the week right there. Not quite 40 for Dave. Looks like you're favored by 15.
He must have added some guys because it was what was it? I was like 133 to he was like 102 or something. It was something high. I know that.
Yeah, and John has some work to do against the Big Berg, and
I'm favored.
No, you're actually. Yes, you are favored against the Big Berg. I'm sorry, that's right. That's a -6, not a +6. I'm trying to read the small print. And then Trent, you're looking to move to 3-1 here too.
Relic's done. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, he's throwing the towel in over the weekend. Was it you, Dave, that had to talk him off the ledge?
Yeah. We had a little talk. It's all right. A little therapy session.
Hey, never.
Okay. I scored 77 against him the first week, and I was ready to throw it in.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to score 78. Yeah.
And then going 0-3 is another tough one. Actually, he didn't go 0-3. I think he went 1-2.
No, he beat me the first week with my 77. So
oh, okay.
He should feel happy about that.
Oh, look at him now saying Trent's going down. There you go. Talk your shit, Relic.
Bring it on, Relic. Bring it on.
Please beat him. Please.
Yeah, I need him to lose.
I'm the biggest shit talker in the league. I'm going to own that all season. This is the fucking Jalen Ramsey of fantasy football happening right now, boys.
The Steelers almost came back to bite you. I was hoping so bad all that crap you were talking about. 14 zip, and then all of a sudden we tie it up. And, talk that shit. Then Hunter Henry's getting all the touchdowns, and you're like,
It was a win-win. I couldn't lose.
Yeah, it worked out.
Well, looking ahead to this week, we saw the lines. So I know I'm hoping that Jaden Daniels comes back and plays. I'll be watching that all the way up until kickoff, it looks like. Justin Herbert. So, boy, what a matchup. He's playing the Giants this week. And then, Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey. That's going to be an interesting one. McCaffrey gets Jacksonville. Just looking at some interesting matchups. I know playing Saquon's got Kyler Murray going tonight. What are we thinking about Kyler Murray tonight, guys? Is this a must start? Do we think he's going to have a big game?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of that team, to be honest with you. It seems like they have weapons, and they just – I don't know. Marvin Harrison Jr. got to be one of the biggest disappointments so far this year. I caught a little bit of that game last week. He was wide open and just like right between his hands. It was unbelievable. This guy's number one projected receiver coming out of college, so highly touted, son of Marvin Harrison Sr. And when you see stuff like that, and I mean, some pundits are saying that he's almost not startable right now. You can't even trust it. And then James Conner going down, is that a plus for them? Maybe, addition by subtraction. Not that he was terrible. He's getting a little up there. Now you throw a 23-year-old Benson in there. Let's see what could happen. Maybe he gives them a little juice. Trey McBride, steady, but again, not getting, just not overwhelming. Even though he is, I think, tight end 3. So he's doing his thing. But Kyler Murray, I don't know. I think I expected more from him by now.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right here. Last game, he was only 22 of 35 pass attempts for only 159 yards. That's it with a touchdown. He rushed 6 times for 37. It looks like he only scored 17 points in fantasy last week, only 18 before that. He put up 23 against New Orleans, but Trent could go out there and put up that kind of points against them. Man, I don't know if I'd want to start him. I don't know.
Kyler Murray's only averaging 180.7 yards on the season, 4 touchdowns to 1 interception. I mean,
Not good. Not good.
yeah.
Well, I don't know if you've heard the news, but in fantasy football, they count your rushing stats. Kyler Murray has ran the ball pretty effectively. He's not done well through the air, but I have him in one of my leagues, and yeah, the passing numbers are not great, but hey, I think he ran for a touchdown.
Well, I mean, Dave just said it: 17 and 18 points the last 2
Yeah, it's
weeks.
still not.
That's not
Yeah.
impressing me in fantasy at all.
He had 37 rushing yards last week. He had 32 before that, and he had 38 before that. So that's still not a lot. I mean, I mean, last week that total yards, that's under 200. I mean, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be. I think Seattle's defense can be had with a mobile quarterback. Against the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers, they put a lot of pressure. They came up the middle. They came around the edge, and there wasn't a whole lot he could do. Whereas Murray, I think, and remember, Rodgers escaped a couple times against Seattle, and it was just maybe the slowest run for a first down that you'll ever see. He had a wide open 15 yards of real estate, and he couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage by the time he turned the corner. Murray's a little different. I think Murray might have a nice little rushing game on the peripheral here tonight. So
yeah, I think it's prime time. They're at home, probably nice weather. Seattle, like you said, could be had. So I don't hate him tonight. He hasn't.
Even ESPN has got him only at 18.63 points projection. So they're not even predicting him to hit that 20.
Yeah, they're just giving him his average.
Yeah. You never know.
Kyler Murray is like the same old song and dance every year. It's like he should be doing better, and he just never actually does. It's the weirdest thing ever. And that team really goes where he goes. It's crazy.
Yeah, he had was it his rookie year? He was really good. Then he got hurt, or second year, and then he got hurt.
At what point do we just say he's overrated?
Yeah, you give him a pass for the first year he came back, and then you expected more. I think last year and this year is along the same. So.
Honestly, though, what would be hilarious to me is if he somehow ended up with the Steelers with Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson. That would be the smallest skill position group in the league.
Oh my gosh!
Especially when you throw in Jalen. I'm pretty sure everybody in the group would be under 5'10".
Yeah.
They couldn't ride the roller coaster at Universal Studios, but they might be able to put up some points.
That's all right. Darnell Washington will just put him on his shoulders and help him out.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to talk about a guy running around the backfield looking for somebody to get open.
And our man Relic here is pointing out one of my sits or my sit of the week last week. Yeah, Ashton Genty, man. If I took him in the first round, I'd be petrified right now.
Boys, in my other league, I got rid of him. In my pay league, I traded him away.
Wow, someone took him, huh?
Yeah, I gave them Genty and Debo for K9.
That was a good trade on your part.
Yeah,
I know. I'm aware.
I
don't know what
prosecuted for trade rape on that one.
Yeah, I don't know what they were smoking that night to accept that trade, but it was some good shit.
And I appreciate them smoking it. Yep.
They're talking about this could be the breakout week for Genty, so we'll see.
I don't care. I am. Look, I am 0-3 in that league. I can't wait for this kid to turn it around. I mean, out of all the leagues, it's my fucking pay league, and I'm like, dude. So to get K9, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, absolutely. K9's, I predicted he was going to have a breakout last year, and he kind of got hurt a little bit. But that guy is we'll see, though, because Charbonnet's healthy. He's going to play tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how much because that first game, they kind of went away from him. But the Steeler game and last week, he had big games. So short week. I wonder if Charbonnet does get a little bit more of a workload, but he is coming off of an injury.
Relic said if Genty gets over 20 points, I'm going to fucking break my phone.
Well, I don't have him as one of my sits of the week this week. So, I mean, yeah, I think the matchup's pretty favorable. So, speaking of sits of the week, let's go around the horn here. David, start us off. Who's your start of the week? Who's your sit of the week?
Start of the week is Roma Dunze. Look, he's got 4 touchdowns in 3 weeks, 227 yards total, facing a Raiders defense that's third in points to wide receivers. He's scored 15 points, 30, then 15 again. Just real consistent with that 15-plus mark, which is really nice to have. I'm starting him, like, because I have one league where I have him, but I've got like 4 awesome wide receivers. But like if he's one of your top 2, I'm gonna say a top 3, I'd put him in there. You have to. He's doing that good.
Yeah, I totally agree. What about who you sitting this week?
Sis T. Higgins. He had 1 catch last week for 15 yards. That's it. 2 targets total. The game before that, when Browning came in, he only had 1 catch that whole time that Browning was in. That first time he came in, he's clearly not being targeted. He's just not looking his way. They're going up against Denver defense that's 25th in points to wide receivers. None of it sounds great to me at all. His projection was in the teens, and it just dropped to 9 in my one league. So even the projections are not in his favor at all. What the hell?
You talked Relic right back into starting Genty. Bob, I'll send you that Venmo later for that.
Okay, nice. Hey, speaking of which, I do want to ask David a question before he goes any further. Will T. Higgins score more than the Atlanta defense last week?
Oh, Jesus. That was... Bro.
I was trying to give you. I'm like, well, they gave up a defensive touchdown, so that doesn't really count. But then it just kind of spiraled from there.
That was so bad. I'm just like, what the hell happened? Like, how do you let him put up 30 points? I was just like, I don't get it. But I guess I was telling Bob that I saw a stat that what's his name? I can't remember his damn name, Bob. It skips me. But is 3-1 against Atlanta. Like, he has their number every time. Yeah, Bryce Young. I was just like, well, that's a stat I wish I'd have knew before I decided to go with the defense as my start of the fucking week. But whatever. Yeah,
I mean, hey, it happens. We're going to make bad calls occasionally. And if you, like I said, if you followed last week, 64%, we were good on our picks. So, we're not saying we're perfect, but,
close.
Better than that. All right, so Trent, who you got for your start and sit here?
Start of the week, Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. This guy is 5th in the league in receptions. He is 2nd in the league in total yards. If I can get this to actually load the way I want it to. He only has the 1 touchdown right now. But if you're in a PPR league, it's hard to argue a guy who's 5th in receptions and 2nd in total yards. So pretty good matchup this week also. He's got there are 20, if I can get my phone to cooperate. 24th, they're the 24th ranked, pass defense to wide receivers. So, like, good matchup on that side. So I like Jackson Smith and Jigba, and luckily he's on my team.
Yeah, bro, it's so impressive. He's 4th in fantasy points for wide receivers. Already has 323 yards.
He's crushing it. He's crushing it right now.
Man.
And who are we not going to put in the game?
Oddly enough, it's from the same team that Corb's picking. I think it's Jamar Chase, and it's crazy to say, but I think that team's going to struggle this week. Honestly, Patrick Surtain does not give up a lot to wide receivers. Could be a tough matchup for them with Browning at quarterback. Denver's defense is pretty underrated by a lot of the league, in my opinion. So I think that's going to be a really tough matchup for Cincinnati. I can see that one actually kind of getting out of hand. Depends on what you have on your bench, but you probably won't.
Like I have him in this league, and I'm like, man, I don't really have options, better. But
Yeah, right.
The thought has crossed my mind, like, if you have better options, I don't like the matchup with Surtain, and
he
he
only put
didn't
up
do shit last
8.9
week.
points last week. Yeah. I'm looking at. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, it's obviously this is a tough one because this is a guy you probably took in the first round, and it's going to be hard to sit a first round guy. So like, if you have options, this is just such a shit matchup for them with a backup quarterback in there and an offensive line. It's a mess. Like, I think that Denver front can get after Browning in this one, and I honestly think this game can get away from him. We'll do
Denver
legendary picks tomorrow, but I can see this getting out of hand.
I will say he did at least get 6 targets from Browning, as opposed.
I mean, I'm thinking if it gets out of
Davis.
hand, at least they try to force feed him.
Sure.
That's the only thing I can hope for, because I'm not going to sit there.
One thing I will say to watch out for here with Chase, and I am kind of I'm trying to agree with Trent on this, is Patrick Surtain is really good. And I mean, he's certainly defensive player of the year. That's fucking news. But I'm telling you right now, Patrick Surtain is grabby. And when he plays against really good receivers, he picks up penalties. And we saw it with the Steelers last year, where he was just grabbing on the Pickens and they were calling it. This could be a situation where Chase is responsible for a lot of yards, but he doesn't get any credit because he drew some penalties. I can't imagine Cincinnati playing much worse than they did last week, but you could see this turning into a 21.
Is it at Denver? It's at Denver. Oh, geez.
Yeah. I think it's a bad matchup.
Yeah, at
it's
Denver.
A real bad
I
matchup.
don't like the matchup either. I definitely don't. Having Chase, I definitely do not like it.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, watch out. If Chase does have, if the Bengals keep it close, watch the penalties on Surtain, because
does he follow? Is he going to follow Chase, you think, or does he just stay on one side of the field and they can switch Chase from side to side?
To get him away from him.
One of those guys that follow. Doesn't matter what side. I don't know enough about him to.
He can.
Yeah,
he followed Pickens a lot last year. I think it depends on the matchup, but they have 2 really good receivers in Cincinnati, so I could see them maybe just trying to run more zone to contain the 2 of them, maybe some too high to try to contain the 2 receivers. But
the only way they're going to compete in this game and put up points is if they get turnovers, which could happen.
Yeah.
Bo Nix could turn the ball over. That could be how they put up points.
Yeah.
I think
from a fantasy perspective, that's how they could put up some points.
I think if Denver if this is a close game, or somehow Denver manages to lose a third wild finish, man, I got to say Sean Payton's seat should be getting hot, because think about it. If Bengals get blown out 48-3, you lost on a dumbass call to Indy, you lost the last second against the Chargers, and now you go out and lose to the Bengals at the last minute. I mean, all of a sudden,
I don't think Sean Payton's seat's going to get too hot, to be honest. There's not much. I think anybody would be happy to have Sean Payton, especially after what he did last year. You might have expected a little regression from Nix, which you're seeing. Can he snap out of it? I'd be very surprised if they lose this game, to be honest, but you never know.
Denver's got different ownership now, too. Watch out. That's Walmart money now. And they're not afraid to spend. Yeah. I mean, that's basically the guys who own the team.
I love the comp. That's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's 1-3. I'm not saying they're going to fire him. I'm just going to say there's going to be noise in Denver.
I mean, think about the 2 losses they have are to undefeated teams at the buzzer, essentially, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Which, if they right the ship and beat Cincinnati, I think it's water under the bridge, no problem. But they dropped this to Cincinnati, who might be, without Burrow, a bottom 3 team in the league. Ooh, I don't know. Yeah. Sean Payton might be a little warm there. So, John, who's your start of the week?
My start of the week is Geno Smith. Coming off probably one of his best games in a while. I think he had like 30-something fantasy points last week. They're playing Chicago this week, who I think is vulnerable. That could be a shootout. So I kind of expect Geno to, keep it rolling against the Bears. Their Bears defense doesn't scare me, and I think that he'll take what he did last week and kind of roll it right into this week. So I like his matchup this week. My sit, I'm going to go with DK. I have him one league. He's kind of been a little underwhelming. He has a couple touchdowns, but 10 catches in 3 games.
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah. You guys probably know better than me about, why it's 10 catches. I mean, 17 targets isn't terrible, but it's still
less than 20 yards last week.
Less than 6 a game. Right. He had a touchdown, so he's like touchdown dependent at this point. So, I'm not a big Rodgers fan, to begin with. Minnesota's given up I think they're one of the tougher, what did I read there? Number 1 in fewest fantasy points allowed to receivers. Drake London, Chase, Higgins, all those combined, I think, 11 catches for those guys against Minnesota. So, I don't like the matchup. I don't like, no offense, the offense that much. And I thought, I don't know. I mean, DK's a freak, but you're seeing similar things in Pittsburgh that you saw in Seattle. Seattle didn't love him, or they would have kept him. And, he hasn't impressed me so far. So he's my sit.
Yes. As far as Geno goes, I think the big deal is that he got Brock Bowers back. That's a huge shot in the arm. And then the emergence of, is it Trey Tucker?
Yeah. The guy's what, number 4 or 5 in receivers right now?
Yeah. For people watching, if you need a wide receiver and he's available, you might want to go get him. He put up 40 points last week. Nice. And then DK, I think he had 20 yards receiving last week. Austin outperformed him. And then
he did not drop a ball.
But he did not drop a ball. Then the week before that, like 3 drops, and I think he didn't put up that many yards again. I think it was 20 twice.
6 catches for 52 yards in his last 2 games.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, I knew it was low. So, dude, I don't blame you a bit with that. I mean, I hate to say it, but for fantasy purposes, you're absolutely right. I can't.
I mean, you would think they just throw the ball up to him a couple times a game just to have his freak athleticism. Just try to,
There's a bunch of issues between certain people not getting open, certain O-line not blocking. It's all around bad.
Certain O-line, 4 of them.
Yeah, literally. Actually, say the O-line.
Not the major.
Literally, the O-line. Just not blocking.
4 of them, and then Zach Frazier.
Yeah. Even Zach's been guilty of not being above the line a little bit, too.
I tend to agree on DK. However, Brian Flores is the zero blitz guru. He loves to zero blitz. And I don't necessarily love Minnesota's corners. So if Aaron's ever going to take that go ball shot to DK, he's going to have to throw it up quick. But DK doesn't need 20 yards to get it for a go ball. He needs 7 to 10. So if they come off the edge and he floats that ball up one-on-one on the outside, DK could eat. So I think it'll be feast or famine, though. It could be 3 catches for 100 yards. It could be 3 catches for 10 yards. So I do agree with Johnny. He's kind of touchdown dependent, but I wouldn't be surprised if he breaks off a long one in this game.
I mean, let's see here. Yeah, Minnesota.
I don't think they'll run the zero blitz. There's no reason to. You can't run the football.
Hey, and by the way, Minnesota gives the fewest points to wide receivers.
Yeah, that's what John said.
Oh, did you say it already? Okay. I just saw it and I was like,
I'm trying to be more like you, Dave, and come prepared.
I appreciate it. I plan to be unprepared for rapid fire shots here. So.
Good. Stop sharing the damn questions. You shared it with all you guys, so you had an advantage.
All right, so my start of the week. He's playing tonight. Trey Benson is going to be a star in the Arizona offense. I like him very much. Look, I'm a huge James Conner fan. I think he's carved out a very nice career after he left the Steelers. But James Conner scores a huge amount of Arizona's points. Well, James Conner ain't playing, so Trey Benson is the unquestioned number one. It's not like years past where it was, okay, DeMarcado and split. Trey Benson, he's going to be the guy.
If you watch any of their games so far, even when he comes in, it's like you can see that he's 23. You know, he runs like he's 23. And you compare that to James Conner, who, like you said, no offense to James Conner, but he's 30 now. That's old man in running back years. And, you know, Trey Benson looks like he's got another gear compared to Conner. So.
Look, Bob, I hope you're so right, because I traded Chubb and Ayuk for him yesterday.
Yeah, trade.
How are you trading nothing for these guys? I mean, who are you playing with?
Look. The art of the deal. You know what I'm saying? The art of the deal. All right? I don't know what to tell people. The art of the deal. So
what kind of tariffs or sanctions are you offering right now? That's what I want to know.
I'm just saying.
Are you offering to split your winnings or something?
It's the greatest. It's going to be the greatest trade ever. Okay, but look, just saying. I know what I'm doing. Okay.
Yeah, that's the greatest trade ever. All right, for you. Wow. So my sit of the week kind of went back and forth on a few guys here, but ultimately, I think I'm gonna land on.
Well, it's right there. It's Daniel Jones. You have it in writing.
Yeah, but I still don't know if I want to say it.
He put it in writing, but it's not carved in stone.
I hate to say it because I really am a fan of what he's doing. But
who do they play this week?
They're playing the Rams at the Rams. The Rams defense is for real. If you watch that Philly game until they went silly.
Yeah.
That's why I think they come crashing down to earth. I'm a fan of Steichen. I think Daniel Jones is having a career resurgence. I think he'll get a 2 or 3 year Sam Darnold-ish type of contract. I don't think he's going to dip back into the quarterback market because Jones is still young enough where if this pans out, I don't think they'll do what Minnesota did.
Guys, this is nuts. He's already got 816 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. This is the first week where he's projected for 20 points, 15 points.
Yeah, I hope he has a good game against the Rams, but that Rams defense, I just don't see him scoring like that. I think Rams they are going to. Yeah, at the Rams, Sean McVay is going to have something for his ass. That being said, I'm not down on Daniel Jones. I mean, I'm just saying this week
just a bad
not another option. Yeah, it's a really bad matchup as far as I'm concerned. So
is it? I mean, if you look at this though, Daniel Jones is the 3rd leading passer. Jonathan Taylor is the leading rusher in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
That offense is for real right now too. That's gonna be a great matchup.
I'm gonna give you a hot take. Hot take. I think the Rams defense is the best in the NFL, and I don't think it's particularly close.
Remember, I talked about them 4 weeks ago. I said, guys, I'm looking at this. This defense is really good on paper. And sure enough.
Yeah.
And that was when we were doing legendary picks. I was just looking at the defense, and I was like, wow, they've actually got a lot of good players on this team. They must have made some ads in the offseason. I just didn't realize.
Well, they got the rookie of the year last year, Jared Verse. Mm-hmm. And they had another rookie that came out strong with him on the other end. So when you hit on the draft like that with 2 edge guys that are studs, you know, that helps. You don't need the stud cornerbacks that have to guard somebody for, 10 seconds because and I think they have another guy. There's a couple guys there. So,
there's guys on the line that were really good. Yeah.
Fisk is a really good player.
Yeah, I loved him coming out of Florida State. I really did.
Me too.
I think they had another lineman that's been really pretty good too,
Is it Buckner? Is it Forrest Buckner?
They're pretty stacked. They're pretty stacked. So, I mean, they shut Philly down most of the game last week. It was, Barkley didn't do anything. So,
yeah. So, I mean, if they repeat that performance at home, I also think there's some stinging to the fact that they did kind of let Philly have that massive comeback. So I think there's going to be some hurt feelings. And I don't know that Daniel Jones is going to be ready for what the Rams are going to do this week. Like I said, I think he's still going to be a good player this year. I do see him getting a second contract in Indy, but
Yeah, he's got it in him to have those duds. So
I could see him maybe turning the ball over once or twice here too. So
I think you got to throw out a lot of the history of Daniel Jones, though. I mean, this offensive line is so good in Indianapolis, which he did not have in New York. And if he's kept clean, I mean, he was a very proficient passer in college, and I know it's college to the NFL, but like you're seeing a lot of that proficiency coming back into his game so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
If they can keep him upright in this game, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Let me ask you guys a question. If Jones goes on, let's say he throws for 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, Indy wins the AFC South. Does it matter what Brian Dable does at that point? Don't you have to fire him when you had that and you basically got him to the point where you benched him?
I think New York needs to fire everybody in New York.
Hot seats, I think he's definitely on the hot seat, and now he's throwing his chips all in on Jackson Dart, so he better hope that this guy can come and do something, because if he doesn't, I think you may see the end of Daboll this year.
Yeah,
he's got to be one of those guys that get fired this year, right?
But
I mean, he has to be.
You're seeing a lot of that around the league now. Is that sometimes it just takes maybe a little longer for some guys to develop. I mean, look at Sam Darnold. He'd been passed around, and then finally Minnesota, I think, is regretting getting rid of him. He's doing fairly well in Seattle. You got the same with Geno Smith, who wasn't highly touted. He's come around now after he's. So you're seeing, now Daniel Jones. So you're seeing some of this is like, unless you're, I don't know, maybe you throw Fields into that. Maybe you throw a little bit of who's the Carolina kid,
Bryce Young.
A lot of these guys I don't think are getting a fair shake. But again, it's the NFL, and, franchises don't want to wait 3-4 years to get a return on investment, especially if you're a high pick. So
yeah, they want immediate impact.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to, with the secondary market, it seems to be, if you go to Shanahan, O'Connell, McVay, those guys, they can resurrect you. Because Darnold went to Shanahan, sat in San Francisco. Then he goes to Minnesota. O'Connell makes him really look good. Goes to Seattle. Now his career, maybe he is back on track. Maybe he is going to pan out and be, have like a Baker Mayfield type.
I still think he was better last year than he has been this year, but to your point.
Yeah. And we'll see where it goes from here. But, is it Shane Steichen is a really good offensive mind. And remember, Daniel Jones went and spent time with O'Connell last year. So, looking at some of these guys who are getting cut and getting second chances, does
that just mean JJ McCarthy's bad or too soon to tell?
Funny you should ask that on this podcast.
Come on.
It is a little funny. Yeah.
You're coming right into my wheelhouse right now.
Yes.
That should be the biggest indictment. I know our friend who is not here is still high on JJ McCarthy, but oh my God.
We'll give you a hint. He hates ESPN.
Yes. And we will give you the hint. And man, if Kevin O'Connell can't make you look good.
Yeah.
I don't.
Better yet, if to at least learn his offense too. It's not like it's your first few days with the clipboard for that offense. You sat and watched it all for a year.
Look, JJ's mom dropped him off late to practice a few times last year. The preschool didn't get out until 3:00. So you can't blame him too much for not paying attention while he was hurt last year.
Yeah.
If Carson Wentz comes in, it looks better than you.
I got Jefferson in 2 leagues and Hawkinson in like 3 or 4. I'm like, sweet, Hawkins
And
is
look what
back on the
happened.
board now. You know? I benched him in a couple, and he, had the
Put up
best
15 now that he had
15,
Wentz.
16,
Yeah.
something like that.
I will say this: I count on Justin Jefferson in one league. I am seriously considering him benching him this week
With Wentz at quarterback?
with Wentz at quarterback.
Huh.
I we'll get into this tomorrow night for sure, but I think Carson Wentz is even Kevin O'Connell can't fix what's wrong. He's a turnover machine. I think he has 11 turnovers in his last 10 starts.
I think we're gonna say tomorrow.
Yeah,
I know. I was like, what?
yeah.
11 turnover.
I'm sorry. That's 11 fumbles in his last 10 starts. That doesn't count as interceptions.
Yeah,
Still bad though. That's a lot of fumbles.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting closer to game time here. What, John? Are you ready to do some rapid
Yeah,
fire?
everybody's favorite segment of the day, rapid fire. And we will go through these questions. Last week, I have to say it wasn't my my best week. I think I was 3-7. Quinn, you were 6-4. Jeff was 6-4. Greg was 8-2. David, you were 7-3. Those are the ones. I don't know if Quinn had put in anybody else's picks that weren't on the show.
Trent and Dave only made 3 picks. Trent was 3-0, and
so they just cherry picked the ones that they figured were the easiest.
and
Don't
Dave,
fist bump. You
Dave
should have
was
done
2-1.
all of them, bonehead,
Right.
and you would have been doing better.
I kind of have to wonder, like, why did you stop at 3? Did you not?
I got to give you guys a shot. I'll play catch up. Don't worry.
There we go. Okay. All right.
All
As
right,
we go
so-
through them too, I've got Greg and Relic has thrown picks out this week.
Okay.
I did.
so-
Hey guys, I did zero research for this. I'm ready to go.
Same
Literally,
here.
I have no
All right.
idea what you're about to ask.
All right,
I'm not cheating this time.
we're gonna start with Quinn, and we'll go around, and then we'll go back. So
Okay.
we're gonna start with the Thursday night game, Seattle at Arizona. Does Trey McBride have more than 6 catches tonight? Yes. or no?
Yes, I'm going to say yes. I like Trey McBride a lot tonight.
Against Seattle.
David.
I'm gonna say yes.
Trent.
I'm saying yes also. Even though Imamori is
I
Imamori
will
playing?
make it a
No,
consensus,
he's out.
and
Yeah, then yes.
I will make it a consensus as well, and I will say yes. That way I can't lose ground.
Only one who went under was Dave.
Well, Dave
Oh,
picked
we got this. It's a lock.
I'll just highlight it now.
Feels
All
right.
pretty good.
Next question. I'll start off with this one. Titans at Houston. Does Cam Ward throw more than 1 touchdown pass at Houston? Interesting. He hasn't really been doing a whole heck of a lot. And I heard he's kind of under the weather or something. I'm going to say no.
It's got to be under.
Right?
I'm gonna say.
I'm a-
oh, good.
I'm going to go no as well. I think the Texans, the Texans defense puts a lot of pressure on him.
Yep. Dave?
I'm gonna go no.
Will Anderson. Wait, yeah, Will Anderson versus fucking Dan Moore. Oh God, no, he ain't fucking getting 2 touchdowns. He may not make it through the
I was
game.
gonna say he might not make it to the half.
Oh fuck.
Something is rotten in Houston, but Dan Moore, no, it's not good. I've got under. Jeff went under as well here. So did Greg, and Dave has not picked this one yet.
Quinn, you said
and
no on this?
I did. The only one who went over of the picks that are in so far is Relic.
All right. Next one to Quinn. Carolina at Patriots. Does Tet McMillan 80-plus receiving yards?
This is interesting because he's questionable. If he was fully healthy, I would be inclined to say yes. However, based on the injury, and I do think the Patriots can play pretty good defense on one receiver. We saw it last week with DK. I'm gonna say he goes under 80.
Dave?
Under, sir.
Trent?
Yeah, I think I got to go under too. He's got 216 yards on the season.
Yep. I agree. Me too. Christian Gonzalez.
Was that
coming
some
back.
research you just did?
Literally on the fly, yes, sir.
Oh,
That's not allowed here. Okay.
This is rapid fire.
This is rapid
Trent.
fire.
This
How
is what
dare you?
everybody. This is what the
I knew it was
fans are
close.
waiting
He actually had more than I thought he had, to be
Look,
honest with you. I thought he was
only I'm
180.
allowed to cheat in this game, and I choose not to this time. Okay.
It was going no either way. It didn't matter. 80 yards. He got Bryce fucking Young as his quarterback.
By the way, the only person who went over here, Mr. 8-2, Mr. Undefeated, Greg Holt went over.
no.
On
Uh-oh.
We're all
Okay.
in trouble then. All right, back to me. Eagles at Bucks. More total yards. This would be rushing and passing. Baker Mayfield or Hurts.
Ooh.
This is interesting. I'm going to
Eagles at
say it's at Bucks. I'm going to say Mayfield. Trent?
I'm going to ride with my boy Hurts,
Dave?
but it's close.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. I'm gonna go with Hurts too, though.
Quinn?
I am also going Hurts. The Bucks are living dangerously, and they ain't playing the fucking Jets this week.
Yeah.
I think Hurts is gonna do what he needs to do here. I mean, don't probably run it.
I don't think either put up a lot of yards in this, to be perfectly honest with you. I think the Eagles defense is the reason why Hurts comes out on top.
Literally, that's what I was thinking. The exact same thing.
Yeah.
87 tush pushes gives it to Hurts.
Could be a Barkley
pretty even split here.
resurgence game.
Yeah, pretty
All right,
even
back
split
to
here.
Quinn. Jags at 49ers. Does Christian McCaffrey score a touchdown this week?
This could literally be a 6-3 game because if Mac Jones and Brock Purdy can't go, I don't know who the fuck's playing quarterback for San Francisco. I'm going to say he does score a touchdown.
Dave?
Same. He does.
Trent?
I'm going to go no, just to be different.
Well, there's
You are
some great
different. I'm
analysis.
saying yes as well.
That is the in-depth shit you're coming here for right now,
Did you
okay?
look up anything on the fly to help with that decision?
I
there?
did. You know what? I actually called a buddy of mine. He's an insider for San Francisco. Okay. He
This
told me
is
that
want
fucking.
to be a millionaire.
friend.
Did you use your landline? Yeah, phone a friend.
Yes.
All right.
By the way, Trent was the only one who went under on that one.
Oh, the comeback is on, fellas.
All right, back to me. Colts at Rams. Does Jonathan Taylor rush for more than 100 yards? I think we've talked a little bit about the Rams defense and how tough they can be.
Yeah, I'm
I
trying
think
to.
he's had a lot of good games. I think it's time for a little regression. It's at Rams. I'm going to say no to 100 yards. Under. Quinn? Or, sorry.
Yeah.
Trent?
I'm going to go yes. I think they
David.
ride him heavily.
You think
Okay.
Taylor has over how much?
100
100 yards.
rushing.
I'm gonna say no.
I am
Quinn?
also going to say no, and that makes Trent again the only one who's betting on Jonathan
Well,
Taylor.
he's either going to kick our asses or
Yeah,
get
maybe
his
he's
ass
right.
kicked.
Maybe he's right. Maybe he does roar back, even though he only made 3 picks last week. Jesus.
Yeah.
Fucking coming in strong, buddy.
All right, back to Quinn. Ravens at Chiefs. More rushing yards. Lamar or Mahomes?
Ooh.
You know, I thought it was interesting in the second half of the Detroit game. I don't feel like Lamar was very effective running the ball. I thought Detroit really shut him down.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
usually
ran.
he's not getting sacked 7 times because he's scrambling and running for 100+ yards in a game like that.
I'm going to go Mahomes here because I think I think he'll escape 2 or 3 more times. And I like Chris Jones to bundle him up. I'm gonna go Mahomes.
David?
Strictly rushing yards, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to say because Mahomes has Worthy back, he throws more than he runs, and I'm gonna go with Jackson has more rushing yards.
Trent?
I think Jackson, they're going to bounce back this week. Kansas City's in trouble.
I think
They are
so
legit.
too, and I love to see Kansas City be in trouble.
We all do.
Because Mahomes is no Brady, and
Oh Jesus Christ!
There we go.
and he never will be. So
This is great.
Tom Brady never
uh,
started 0-2. So I'm going with Lamar too. I think Lamar's learning a lesson from last week. He won't get sacked 7 times this week. He's going to take off before those sacks come, and hence the rushing yards will pile up. So
Kansas City's defense is not the same defense as Detroit either.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting stat about Patrick Mahomes. Never been suspended for 4 games by the NFL for cheating.
well, give him long enough, and he gets all the calls.
Yes, he gets
All
all
right.
the calls, just
Back
like
to
that
Quinn.
fucker Brady.
Packers at Cowboys. Does Micah Parsons record a sack?
Oh yeah,
Are you kidding me?
yeah.
Quinn?
Yeah.
I'd say I'd go as high as saying he could get 3
Yeah, I
sacks
was
in
gonna
this
say
one.
he's gonna be coming.
He's
for
gonna
his souls,
fucking
bro.
eat.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Quinn.
Dallas's offensive line is better than you think it is. And the team is trash. But I think the Packers could get up 35-0 before Parsons gets a sack, and in which case they'll set him down. So I'm going to say no.
Dallas is also without Booker, their first round guard.
Yeah.
Dude.
Dave?
Oh, I said he'll get. Yeah, he'll get more than one.
Trent?
Yeah, for sure.
I will say he gets a sack as well.
I'm the only no.
You are.
You know why? Because fuck him. TJ Watt's better.
He's going to be handing like 3 fucking sack game balls to Jerry Jones after the game.
He's gonna look up at Jerry. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
All right, I got to put a Steelers one in here for you guys. So Vikings at Steelers in overseas. More total yards. Warren or Mason?
Ooh.
Mason.
Well, let's go in order. I'm gonna say Warren. And then that goes to you, Trent. You say Mason?
Yeah, because I think our offense is going to do jack fucking shit.
Okay. Dave?
Total yards, right?
Total yards.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Mason.
Quinn?
Because it's total yards and
Yep.
he will contribute through the passing game, I'm going to go with Jalen here. I
Yeah.
think Jalen has a big game here. Also, by the way, Relic also went Jalen Warren.
Of course.
Well, they need him to
Yeah.
lead the offense, so
I feel like
think
that's
you're right.
wishful thinking.
I hope.
All right. Last question.
Really?
Last question, the Monday night game. And we talked a little bit about this, and I think I know how you're all going to vote on this, but does Jamar Chase get more than 100 yards receiving Monday night? Quinn?
I'm going to say no, but it's not because he's not going to have a good game. I firmly believe he'll lose probably as many as 40 yards to certain penalties.
Okay. Dave?
No. Steve
Trent?
Toole.
No, I don't think he gets 50 yards.
Well, bonus if you're right on that.
Ooh,
I'm going
we
to
got-
say no as well.
We got a question here. Garrett Wilson or Sutton at flex?
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, if Justin Wilson is playing or Justin Fields is playing, I love Garrett Wilson this week.
Yeah.
Me too.
I don't know. I'm not a big Wilson fan. I'm not a big Fields fan. I am a big Sutton fan, and I think that
Well, you know what?
Bengals have a crappy defense, and I think that Sutton's coming off a huge game, and I think they piggyback off that. And if it's me,
Well,
I'm going Sutton.
Somebody's asking us. I want to be. I'll be a little more in depth with it. You know. So
Okay.
let's see here. All players, wide receivers. Let me go
What?
to wide receivers. He said
Cortland?
Sutton or who?
Garrett
Or
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Now, remember, subtract 8 for Sutton having to get thrown the ball by Bo Nix.
Yep.
Well, I don't
Because
think that's the worst thing. Look at what Sutton did last year with Bo Nix. He was, the last half of last year, he killed it. 2 games this year so far, he's killed it.
Sutton's
He had one
currently
dud, but
Sutton's currently got 45 points. Cincinnati is 16th in points to wide receivers. Home game. Let me see here. Where in the world is I can't find fucking Garrett Wilson's got 55 points this season. Let's see. Miami's 23rd in points to wide receivers.
And Garrett Wilson had a nice game with Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields back. We know he's
Fields
gonna
coming
beat
back
Garrett
from
Wilson.
injury.
And he's the undoubted number 1 receiver in New York. Franklin in Denver is getting a lot of targets out there. I think Garrett Wilson could have a big game.
Let's see here. Let me see something real quick.
One question I would ask: if you're in a touchdown league, I might go Sutton over Wilson on a touchdown league. But if it's a PPR, I think Wilson just on volume will get it.
I mean, Wilson put up 9 against Buffalo, 22nd ranked defense, 22nd in points to wide receivers, but he put up 22 against the Steelers, that are 18th. Back to Sutton. Let me see what he did against these other teams. Against the Chargers, Sutton put up 23 points, and they're 26th in points. But he only put up 2 against Indiana. That's rough.
Yeah, he had a dud and 2 good ones. So
Wilson had, I think, 9, and then he had double digits.
I don't. I mean, if you watch our podcast, you know I do not like big, slow wide receivers. I am no fan of Cortland Sutton. I have never gotten the hype around that guy. I don't think he's that good. I know fantasy wise he kind of gets the targets, but I'm with Trent here. I think they found their number one in Franklin, or at least for this year, their number one in Franklin. I don't know that he's long term a number one wide receiver.
I don't think that's even close to being true.
You know what? Garrett Wilson put up.
There.
If Garrett Wilson put up 24 points against 21st ranked Tampa Bay, I think he can put up probably 20 against Miami.
Well, you got to remember they were down the whole game, so it was just throw. You know, are they down against Miami? You know, it's battle of the 2 suck teams, so who knows?
21 receptions to Cortland Sutton's only 13 receptions, so he's higher in the PPR stuff too. And yards, he has 225 to Sutton's 185. They're tied in reception touchdowns. I'm going to go ahead and go with Wilson.
And, you know, one thing about Sutton, he's about to turn 30. He's 2 weeks away from his 30th birthday. He's had 2 seasons in 8 where he's gotten 1,000 yards. You know, the last couple of years he scored 10 and 8 touchdowns. And, you know, he was catching Russell Wilson moonballs 2 years ago. I think when you got a rookie quarterback, you need some speed at a target. I don't feel like Sutton is. I think he goes back to what he's been his whole career, a lower end to a high end threat.
I think Garrett Wilson has the higher ceiling to put up more points this week.
I do too, because I actually think that you could see a lot of J.K. Dobbins in that Denver game because, I mean, the Bengals suck. And they're going to want to keep that offense off the field, even if it is Jake Browning.
Well,
I could just see them running the ball.
You could see R.J. Harvey have a big game here, too, if it gets out of hand.
Sure.
So, yeah, Cincinnati is second in points to running backs. So, yeah, they're going to feed J.K. if they know they're that bad against the rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like Garrett Wilson in this scenario.
All right, so real quick, another great rapid fire session. We got Arizona playing Seattle. Arizona, a home dog here. We've already kind of made our picks in chat real quick, but John, who you like here tonight?
I like Arizona at home. I think that's a bounce back for them. Trey Benz is going to rejuvenate them a little bit. I'm going Arizona.
I also went with Arizona. David, Trent, tell us who's going to win.
I went with Seattle. Their offense in every statistical category when it comes to yards is better. In defense, there's hardly any difference. So I'm going to go with the better offense and go with Seattle.
Seattle is a team that's sneaking up on a lot of people this year. I think that team could make the playoff. I mean, they're a legit team, and the Cardinals. Again, the Kyler Murray thing. He's so up and down. He never seems to truly fulfill what he should be as a player. Seattle's a really good team. I think Seattle wins this thing.
Be interesting. I have a feeling this game is a huge game for that division. I feel like San Fran, because of all the injuries, they're going to hold on for a little while. But I really feel like it's Arizona and Seattle's to win. Arizona really should. If they win that game last week, I think they are. They may run out to a 9-10-0 start like they did a couple of years ago. Of course, they'll fold down the fucking stretch, but we don't have to worry about that right now. All right, so we got anything else before we get out of here?
No, good show, good picks. Good luck, everybody, in fantasy this week, except for Colin, whoever that is.
All right.
He's calling you a dumb fuck right now as we speak for saying that.
Well, I've never met him, and I'm playing him, so I can't root for him.
Well, next time we have him on either Sanctuary or we get him on here, I need to figure out a way to put a counter up for the dumb fucks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a couple of programming notes. So tomorrow night, we're going to have our normal game preview, legendary picks. 7:30, I believe, was the time we're doing. Is that right?
8:30, I thought it was.
8:30. We'll be. Yeah. No. I'm talking about for tomorrow night.
Oh, tomorrow 7. I thought.
We will announce later. Yeah, I could have sworn we said 7:30, but 7. Somewhere around 7, we're going to be on.
God damn it, Dave! This has got to be Dave's fault somehow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Sunday morning before the Ireland game, we're going on at 8:30. We're going to talk about the game. All 4 of us will be on. Little last second preview of the game. Hopefully, we'll have some news on if Deshaun and Joey are definitely playing. It seems like it's trending that way. But yeah, we'll talk about it, and what the hell, we get a 9:30 game once every 8 years.
Does KJ even get a helmet?
Well, if Jalen's hurt,
Stop it.
If he gets
KJ, I hope KJ comes out and puts up 100 yards. So I'm gonna fucking trash talk all 3 of you fuckers all day
It's
on
not
Monday.
happening. Trent, it's not happening in this life or the next. Just
Listen. All you have to do is give Gainwell a few carries. He's going to go for -4 yards.
Look, it's okay.
KJ's
They should have drafted Scatabo. That's okay. They didn't.
Oh, God.
Dear
We're out of time. We're out of time on this one, Corey. We're out of time on this one.
We will continue the Cam Scatabo slander tomorrow night. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Guys.
Talk to you soon.
It doesn't matter how you play the game. It's whether you win or lose. And even that doesn't make all that much difference.
Would you please just try to pay attention?
Well, if you'd say something worth hearing.
What are you doing? What does it look like?
Yeah, we're surfing the World Wide Web.
Fine. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Hey, don't mention it. Like I said before, mi casa, su casa.